Good afternoon. I hope that everybody has been having an enjoyable and productive time at Discovery. Let me give a big thank you to AMD for sponsoring today's lunch. I would like to give a shout out to all of our high school students who are here and participating in the Make Your Pitch competition. It's great to have some of the next generation of entrepreneurs in the audience. I would also like to give a special welcome to Scarlett Heights Entrepreneurial Academy and their 10 students who are here with us today, courtesy of 407 ETR. Welcome, Scarlett Heights. You may also remember the Classy Cyborgs from Lester B. Pearson Public School in Aurora, who attended last year's Discovery and represented Canada at the Global Innovation Awards. This year, their accessibility technology hopes to change the future of Braille literacy. Their Treasure Box Braille learning system features software for children that is paired with a Braille simulator to learn the Braille alphabet. The Classy Cyborgs are entered into the Canadian Scholarship Trust Inspired Minds Learning Project competition with a $100,000 prize. The top 20 projects with the most votes will move on to the next judging round. Voting runs until May 16th. They would love to have your vote. Please visit classycyborgs.org to vote. Good luck, Classy Cyborgs. I would now like to introduce Mr. Tsai Jianing, who is bringing greetings on behalf of the Chinese delegation to Discovery. We are pleased to once again see such strong interest from China's entrepreneurs and investors and Ontario innovation. Since 2013, Mr. Tsai has been counselor with the Department of International Cooperation and the Ministry of Science and Technology of China. Please welcome Mr. Tsai.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure and the honor to give a speech. This is my second consecutive year to visit Toronto and Discovery. I thought it will make me hard to be fond of the city and event of my first visit last year. But I was wrong. I'm still deeply thrilled by the vitality of the city of Toronto and the entrepreneurship and innovative products in Discovery. I have discovered that quite a few high-tech achievements has been made here, which overwhelm me very much. I have discovered that there are so many young scientists and engineers, entrepreneurs, and business persons impressing me with their talent, passion, and novel ideas. I have also discovered that there is a great enthusiasm for China among the science and the business communities here, which make me more confident of technology transfer, research, and innovation collaboration between China and Ontario. Currently, the world is on the eve of a new round of scientific, technological, and industrial revolution. Countries have given priorities to research and innovation. China would by no means be an exemption. China will further integrate itself into the global innovation network, share tremendous opportunities with its foreign partners, and launch win-win collaborative activities. To reach these goals, the Chinese government supports greater global presence of the domestic enterprises and research institutions. We encourage our research institutes to establish stable partnership with top-notch international partners in a broader scope. We support international organizations, multilaterals, and foreign research institutes to be active participants of science, technology, and innovation collaboration with Chinese counterparts. We encourage capable Chinese enterprises to go internationally and build overseas R&D centers. We believe that with the help of international cooperation, challenges facing mankind will be addressed properly and eventually elevated. The Ministry of Science and Technology of China has a unique bond with the government of Ontario. Premier Kathleen Wynne met with my minister in her first overseas trip to China in 2014, and they met again last year. During their meeting, they both talked a lot about science, technology, and innovation, and their role in addressing economic and social challenges. They also talked complementary collaboration between China and Ontario in the field of the clean tech, biotechnology, and ICT, and so on. I strongly believe that actions speak louder than words. I encourage you to make actions, take a chance, and opportunities are yours. Thank you for your attention.
We are now ready to proceed with the competition awards. The Social Enterprise Pitch, the Accessibility Tech Pitch, the Young Entrepreneurs Make Your Pitch for Ontario High School students, the David McFadden Energy Entrepreneur Challenge, and the Global Start Pitch competitions. I would like to invite the Honourable Reza Moridi and OCE Board Chair Michael Nobrega to join me on stage. We will begin with the Social Enterprise Pitch competition. This showcase and pitch competition is being offered by OCE in partnership with the Ministry of Economic Development, Employment and Infrastructure, along with the Mars Centre for Impact Investing and the Centre for Social Innovation. 33 Ontario-based companies are exhibiting their social innovations on this year's Discovery show floor. Yesterday morning, 8 finalist companies pitched their ideas for an exciting awards package. The finalists were QOC Health, Building Up, Grant Book, BlancLink, Waste Not Worm Farms, 21 Toys, CoPower Inc., and Pikapak. Let's roll the video.
This is an opportunity for us to create something, but what's that going to be?
CoPower uses technology to connect the on-the-ground opportunities in clean energy infrastructure finance with investors looking for curated, easy-to-access products that offer steady, solid yields.
Today, what we're going to focus on is our first product that we've taken to market, which is Blanc Pride, focusing on social transportation.
What I truly believe is the next generation of composting technology that's going to facilitate our transition to an urban circular economy.
Essentially, the value we add is we provide a combination of perfect fit solutions with off-the-shelf simplicity.
We're an IT consulting company that, again, helps do basically 3 things. We assist with recommending the right size tools, we make sure that the tools work together, but most importantly, we make sure that the people empowered to do their jobs are able to do so.
We're setting up students for lifelong success by teaching them skills, or social skills like teamwork, perseverance, empathy, kindness, respect, in both the class and the home.
The winner receives an award package valued at $20,000 to assist with the further development of their company and business. The winner of this year's Social Enterprise Pitch is Jocelyn Molyneux from Waste Not Worm Farms. Will you please, Jocelyn, come to the stage and accept your award? Oh, there you are.
I'm here, thank you. I guess I was. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I will now move to the Accessibility Tech Pitch Competition. This showcase and pitch competition is being offered in partnership with the Ministry of Economic Development, Employment and Infrastructure. 34 Ontario-based companies are exhibiting their accessibility-focused innovations on the Discovery show floor. Yesterday morning, 5 of the showcase companies pitched their ideas for a $20,000 award. The finalists were Eightfold Technologies, Equihire, Immersive Inc., Komodo Open Lab Inc., and Zaga Entertainment Limited. Let's roll the video.
If we could connect employers wanting to hire from this talent pool, we could change the working demographic in Canada.
We developed a product called Tekla, and what Tekla does, it enables hands-free access to technology for people with physical disabilities.
I'm going to spend the next couple of minutes talking about how we're changing the video-on-demand space for users with vision loss.
Immersive caters to the orientation and mobility needs of those who are blind, deafblind, or partially sighted across the world.
Eightfold Technologies is a company that a couple of engineers who are disabled founded to develop products. All of our products are designed with one goal in mind, that is to help people like me to be able to do more things for ourselves.
The winner of this year's Accessibility Tech Pitch competition is Arjun Mali from Immersive Inc. Will you please come to the stage, Arjun, and accept your reward? Congratulations. Thanks so much. Now, for the 4th consecutive year, we are pleased to announce our winners from the Young Entrepreneurs Make Your Pitch competition. This contest for Ontario high school students is presented by OCE and the Ministry of Economic Development, Employment and Infrastructure as part of the Youth Job Strategy. This year, the Make Your Pitch contest received an impressive 204 entries. 20 finalists who were chosen through a combination of public and expert voting based upon a 2-minute video pitched their ideas yesterday afternoon. On Sunday evening, the high school competitors went to 111 for a boot camp to polish their pitching skills. Let's roll the video.
and today I'd like to present to you Societies, the clothing that gives back. Created as a platform to tackle the Sustainable Development Goals created by the United Nations, Societies aims to tackle 17 of the most pressing issues concerning mankind currently.
Fixa is a mobile app that connects homeowners with service providers. Fixa offers on-call home repair services to homeowners who require quick, efficient, and reliable services.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to turn the greeting card industry upside down.
With Study Cop, you have two options. You can work hard or you can face the music from everyone you know.
Proximy has an established team with individuals who have run local and national business organizations. And our idea has gained recognition on both the local, provincial, and national level.
Myself and my teammate Taylor Reevy invented the Bot in the Box. This is the world's first fully modifiable educational robotics kit.
I will be operating a massage clinic that puts clients on the path to healthy, balanced living.
We are a company that produces virtual reality viewers and creates content for these viewers.
We have the mentorship and the networks we need. We need you, judges. Join me to create a world community and unique careers right here.
The 6 winners will receive reserved entry into Summer Company, the province's business program for young entrepreneurs, a NIMI band donated by NIMI, and a MuseBrain sensing headband donated by Interaxon. Thank you to NIMI and Interaxon for the wonderful prizes. We are very pleased to be welcoming these Make Your Pitch winners into Discovery's community of entrepreneurs. Now I will announce the winners and ask each of them to come to the stage to accept the award and remain on the stage for a group photo. Sean Cornelius from Gecko. Alicia Kajik from Manitou Massage. Matthew Piercy from Bot in a Box. Kaylin Sale from Bookshop Up. Rose Sheo from Vibe Venture. And Betty Pugh from Proxymeet, who isn't able to join us today. Please join me once again in congratulating our winners. The next award honors David McFadden, the former board chair of Ontario Centres of Excellence, who has shown uncommon leadership in the innovation space, particularly in the energy sector. Each year, a particular challenge is selected, and the students pitch this entrepreneurial idea and solution to be judged against David's own philosophy of innovation. The theme for this year's David McFadden Energy Entrepreneurship Challenge is energy conservation and the role of demand management can play in assisting the world to use energy responsibly and to achieve the desired environmental climate change objectives. The challenge was to develop an easily used and cost-effective change management system or technology which can be used by a broad spectrum of consumers in Canada and around the world. Let's see the video.
Today we're presenting our product, the Alta One. It's a solar energy combiner. So basically what that is if you have solar panels, it makes the solar system more efficient.
By leveraging machine learning, Imagine is able to provide municipal operators with the ability to make smarter decisions in real time so that they can consume less energy, conserve more water, and proactively detect anomalies in their system.
There is a fundamental problem globally with the technology used currently in air conditioners.
Bolux is a green company that provides street lighting solution in a sustainable and efficient way through our product.
We are creating a new era in earth science robotics. We're creating a platform based on unmanned aerial vehicles, also referred to as UAVs or drones. We're creating the most intelligent UAV of its kind.
I would now like to ask David McFadden to come to the stage and present the award.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I should tell you, as one of the judges of the competition this morning, I was very impressed, as were all the other judges, about the creativity and the caliber of the finalists. Now, this morning, we had 5 finalists to judge from. There were SunChill, Argentum Electronics, Velux, Envirodrome, and Imagine. Each one of those groups, as you've seen on the screen, made a very good pitch to the panel of judges. It was a tough decision, but we made it, and we think the winner is a group who's going to make a very good contribution to the advancement of demand management in Ontario and around the world. So this year's winner, who will receive an award of $25,000 to help move their business forward, is Argentum Electronics. I'd like to call on Boris and Ola to come forward to receive the David McFadden Award. No, here they are. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done, guys.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys.
You guys look so young.
Because we're so old.
Congratulations. Hold on. Will you meet the minister? Congratulations.
Thank you, David. As we get ready to announce the winners of our next competition, I would like to invite our Korean partner, Wayne Kim, CEO and founder of Kigi Labs, to join me on stage to help present the awards. This year, OCE held its first Global Start Pitch competition in partnership with Kigi Labs and KIST. This is an exciting new initiative for young companies that are seeking to expand into new global markets. 3 Ontario companies, Caribou Solar, Pinpress, and Sweat-Free Apparel, were selected as finalists to compete for an OCE Global Start Award of $15,000 to help them access the global market of their choice. Similarly, 2 Korean companies, Bagel Labs and Double Me, were jointly selected by Kigi Labs and KIST as finalists to compete for an equivalent award being presented by KIST. Those companies made their pitch, and their winner was selected in Korea. It is our pleasure to have the winning Korean company with us here at Discovery. Also, Keiretsu Forum will offer the Ontario winner a free Global Trade Academy course valued at $3,000. And Kigi Labs will offer the Korean winner an equivalent workshop to provide mentoring and business planning to support them to access the global market that they have identified. Let's roll the video.
I run a startup called Sweat-Free Apparel. What we do is we create the best possible undershirts so you judges don't have to sweat it.
I'm here to present to you Pinpress, a shape-shifting tool that gives you 1,000 molds in one.
We design, manufacture, and distribute solar lamp kits. Our goal is to provide high-quality solar lighting that is affordable in Africa and around the world.
I'm the CEO of Bagel Labs, and as our slogan implies, we are currently developing mobile application in order to build a size-based big data platform.
We will now announce the winners. The Ontario company winner is Bayram Ohabib from Pinpress. Will you please come to the stage, Bayram, to accept your award?
Congratulations. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Congratulations. Take that.
And the Korean company winner is Sue Park from Bagel Labs. Sue, will you please come to the stage, Sue, and accept your award? Please join me in congratulating our winners. Please now join me in a round of applause for all the expert judges of the various competitions who so generously volunteered their time and energy to the cause of encouraging and supporting entrepreneurship through their guidance and expert feedback. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Honourable Reza Moridi. Since assuming the role of Minister of Research and Innovation in early 2013, which includes responsibility for the Ontario Network of Entrepreneurs, Minister Moridi has helped move Ontario's innovation system to an entirely new plateau. Through his work in fostering collaborations between government, academia, and industry, he has built an exceptionally strong culture of entrepreneurship amongst campus and youth entrepreneurs. A research scientist, Minister Moridi previously worked for 17 years at the Radiation Safety Institute of Canada, where he was the Vice President and Chief Scientist. He also worked in the electrical industry as an executive and in academia as a professor and administrator. His impressive knowledge and experience in politics, business, and academia have well equipped him to bridge the research and academic communities with business and government. Minister Moridi also serves as the Minister of Training, Colleges, and Universities, where he is able to bring his passion for science and research. We feel extremely fortunate to have the opportunity to work with him and his ministry to create a rich environment for Ontario's young innovators to thrive. Welcome, Minister Moridi.
Well, thank you very much, Tom, for that kind introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a pleasure to be here this afternoon. I would like to acknowledge some of the various figures participating at this year's Discovery Conference. His Honor David Onley, former Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, Mr. Michael Nobrega, the Chair of the Board of Ontario Centres of Excellence, Dr. Tom Core, President and CEO of the Ontario Centres of Excellence, and previous speakers, Mr. Chai Jiang and Mr. David McFadden, and the leading vocal voices like former parliamentarian, former Minister Janet Ecker, and keynote speakers like Robin Chase and J.B. Straubel, and as well as many of my former parliamentary colleagues and ministers here in the audience. So welcome to all of you. I want to begin by thanking the Ontario Centres of Excellence for their relentless work in showcasing the best and the brightest talents of our province of Ontario. And I want to thank and welcome over 3,000 delegates for taking the time to be here this week, whether you are from Ontario, another province and territory of our country, Canada, or visiting us from around the world. From those coming from China, I would say, Ni hao, Dai jiao. Those coming from Japan, I would say, Ohayo gozaimasu. Those coming from Korea, I would say, Annyeonghaseyo. Those coming from India, I would say, Namaste. Those coming from Israel, I would say Shalom. Those coming from Muslim countries, I would say Salam. Those coming from Turkic countries, I would say Günaydın. I'm going to stop here. A short while ago, some very inspiring innovators received awards for excellence in the areas of social innovations, entrepreneurship, accessibility innovation, and energy. You are thoughtful leaders, you are innovators, and you are inspiring. Your ideas, your business savvy, your pitch, I couldn't have done it as well as you did. When you meet with people like these, it makes you optimistic about our province of Ontario's future. In my role as minister, I have the privilege of traveling to every corner of this province to see game-changing work firsthand. The Discovery Conference is a unique opportunity. It's both a snapshot in time and a preview of the limitless potential that lies ahead, not only for our economy, but for our broader society. Discovery brings together the innovators and the boundary pushers, the big brains and tenacious problem solvers, the scrappy startups, and the corporate giants. While you might each come from unique backgrounds and focus on different sectors, I believe it's fair to say you share something critical: the understanding that the difference between thriving and merely surviving in this brutally competitive global economy is the priority you place in knowledge, creativity, as well as innovation. In many ways, this conference reflects the larger story of our economy. Ontario has been Canada's economic engine throughout our nation's history. This remains the case today, but we know that right now we are in the midst of a major readjustment. Ontario's success depends more than ever on the sum of our regional economies and how well we can build on our innovation clusters. We know if we want to commercialize good ideas, we need to offer a flexible network of support along the full innovation continuum. You cannot be caught flat-footed and waste precious time and energy on simply adapting to disruptive technologies others are bringing to Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to be the ones driving the conversation. Think about this. About 3/4 of the firms listed on the Standard & Poor's 500 index are expected to be gone by the year 2027. 3/4 in just 11 years. Innovation is disrupting every sector of our economy at an unprecedented pace. The conversation is increasingly dominated by the Internet of Things, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, mechatronics, and other concepts unrecognizable as little as 10, 5, or even 2 years ago. Technology can change any job where work can be automated. And in the modern global economy, companies have limitless location opportunities. This presents us with incredible competition, but even greater opportunities because Ontario is well positioned to take full advantage of these opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, Ontario's fundamentals are strong. Echoing on what Premier Wynne said here before you yesterday, Ontario benefits from a post-secondary system that is accessible to so many and offers programs increasingly focused on experiential learning, incubators, and accelerators, helping provide our province with a skilled workforce that is able to adapt to and drive innovation 10 and even 20 years from now. We are the top performing province in Canada, and it comes to innovation, and we are 5th in the world. We feature an increasingly robust risk capital market that is such a critical part of growing early-stage companies into high-growth, export-oriented firms. We are already second to the Silicon Valley in numbers of information and communication technology companies. And Toronto area is rated number 6 in the world in business startups. Ladies and gentlemen, Ontario's emerging companies are getting noticed around the world. But we know there is so much to do. What is working well today may not be what we need tomorrow. I don't want to cover every single support the province of Ontario established for our innovation community in the brief time I have here. But I do want to echo a couple of specific programs that the Premier highlighted yesterday. Ontario launched the $400 million Business Growth Initiative as part of the recent 2016 budget with a few key goals in mind: helping our small disruptive companies scale up and grow, accelerating our investments to kickstart innovation-driven companies, and modernizing our regulatory system to make it smarter and to cut needless red tape. The Business Growth Initiative already has tangible examples for me to point to. Take the IBM Innovation Incubator Project, or the I3 project for short. This partnership between the Ontario Centres of Excellence and IBM Canada will see startups, scale-ups, and others get the tools, technology, and expertise they need to grow. Up to 500 businesses will be able to benefit from IBM's vast technical resources, including access to IBM's cloud computing platform, expertise in artificial intelligence and data analytics, and access to IBM's physical collaboration space and a network of customers worldwide. It will help companies get access to advanced computing tools and infrastructure to support collaborative research and development projects. This project is expected to have a transformative impact on our economy, leveraging up to $410 million in flow-on investments and creating up to 2,600 highly paid jobs. This is what bridging the gap between promising frontline innovations and the corporate heavy hitters looks like. This cutting-edge collaboration will enforce Ontario's innovation ecosystem and our reputation in the world as the ideal place to develop, launch, and market new technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, to accelerate the transition to an innovation-based economy, we also need to look at the environment, quite literally. Fighting climate change is both a moral imperative and a massive economic opportunity. And we should be proud of the fact that Ontario is a world leader in fighting climate change, thanks to our Premier, the Honourable Kathleen Wynne. Give her a big applause, please. Alongside our global partners, we are making a real difference. We have ended coal-fired electricity generation in the province, the single largest greenhouse gas reduction initiative in North America to date. Our province has the highest concentration of environmental and clean tech companies in the country. And as we move forward with cap and trade, our opportunities will only increase. I want to tell you a quick story about a company that's behind some of these numbers. BioAmber, along with partner Mitsui, opened the world's largest biosuccinic acid manufacturing plant in Sarnia-Lambton. The plant uses a renewable Ontario-grown feedstock to create biosuccinic acid, which is a building block chemical traditionally made from petrochemicals. The version BioAmber makes is used in everything from shoe soles to textiles, paints, personal care products, and food. BioAmber's bio-based process results in significantly lower greenhouse gas emissions and energy consumption. It also supports 60 new high-value jobs in the province of Ontario. Our government knows that greening our environment can and should mean growing our economy. And the clean tech sector is expected to exceed $2.5 trillion worldwide by the year of 2022. The need to transition to a low-carbon economy is the key to our recent commitment of $74 million as part of the Greenhouse Gas Innovation Initiative, an initiative that is part of our broader Green Investment Fund, a $325 million down payment on the province's cap-and-trade program. The Greenhouse Gas Initiative will encourage large industrial plants to adopt leading-edge technologies and invest in research and development to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. And it will support small and medium-sized enterprises and the researchers to develop the next generation of clean tech solutions. The Greenhouse Gas Initiative will focus on immediate, medium, and long-term actions that will help Ontario tackle climate change while supporting good jobs in this growth industry. I am pleased that the Ontario Centres of Excellence is leading on the delivery of the Green Investment Fund for the province of Ontario. OCE is a long-standing partner of the ministry and one of our key innovation champions. And I'm happy to announce today that our federal partners are coming to the table to provide additional support. Sustainable Development Technology Canada will support clean tech entrepreneurs who have market-ready technologies. And the Natural Science and Engineering Research Council of Canada will co-fund collaborations between industry and academia. Ladies and gentlemen, strategic investments like this will make our province of Ontario industries more competitive in the new low-carbon economy. And it will help us continue to unleash the creative power of our best scientists, engineers, researchers, and entrepreneurs to deploy breakthroughs into the marketplace around the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, the exhibition floor space here exemplifies the highly skilled, high-growth economy Ontario is striving to. Thousands of thoughtful and insightful ideas here have spawned companies and products that are tackling the status quo and meeting challenges many others haven't even anticipated. From apps that inform people of their legal rights, to in-stadium fan-controlled cameras, from robotic system to 3D printing, to solutions that store megawatts of off-peak electricity from the grid. That is what innovation truly looks like. So thank you for being here today. Our government is proud to help pave the way for your innovation. We are committed to helping you succeed as you make real differences in, in our economy and in people's day-to-day lives. And we are here to support what you do and act as partners to meet the challenges that lie ahead. And then get out of your way. So thank you again. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Moridi. OCE looks forward to continuing to work with you on all the initiatives that we have underway together. Your commitment to innovation in Ontario is greatly appreciated. As Minister Moridi mentioned, one of the areas in which we are working together is that of greenhouse gas reduction. Also working in this area is the XPRIZE Foundation through its Energy COSIA XPRIZE. This is a $20 million global competition to develop breakthrough technologies that will convert carbon emissions into valuable products such as building materials, alternative fuels, and other items that we use every day. It is open to competitors from around the world, but we want to see an Ontario company win it, and we are strongly encouraging any Ontario company working in clean tech to enter. In fact, OCE is developing a program to support Ontario-based teams and companies competing for the XPRIZE as they successfully advance through the different stages of the competition. We will have more details about the competition in the near future. With us today to tell us more about the XPRIZE is Paul Bungie. Paul leads Energy and Environment Prizes at the XPRIZE Foundation, which is known as an innovation engine and facilitator of exponential change. He was the founding executive director of the UCLA Center for Climate Change Solutions and the managing director of the Los Angeles Regional Collaborative for Climate Action and Sustainability. Paul will be providing us with details about the Carbon XPRIZE and will be staffing an XPRIZE booth which can be found next to the OCE Welcome Area booth. Please join me in welcoming Paul Bungie.
Thank you very much, Tom, and welcome everybody. Thank you for welcoming me all the way from Los Angeles. Thanks for providing some nice weather. We in LA aren't that great at cold, so I've been loving what your May is bringing here. I want to tell you a little bit about what we do at XPRIZE, how it works, and then I'm going to enlist all of you in changing the world. I hope that's all right. I know a number of you were probably here. Our founder and chairman, Peter Diamandis, spoke a couple of years ago. But just to give a little refresher, we at XPRIZE have a rather modest goal of inspiring the belief that we can indeed create a better future. And we do that through prizes. Prizes that are a little bit different from the awards that were given out earlier, because what we do is instead of rewarding those amazing entrepreneurs and thinkers and brilliant innovators that have already created a breakthrough, is to identify a place where we need a breakthrough, where it hasn't happened yet. And then we put a target on the back of that grand challenge and offer a lot of money, as you heard, $20 million, to anyone in the world who can solve it. I expect at least one of you, I'm actually expecting dozens of you in the world right now saying, hey, maybe I can win some money here. Yes, you can. And as a result, our prizes end up driving what we call radical breakthroughs that benefit humanity. Some of you are probably familiar with the first XPRIZE. This is a great example of just how simple this model works. And candidly, we did not invent this. Right? We were actually inspired by Charles Lindbergh's flight. Lindbergh flew across the Atlantic to win $25,000. He also helped kick off a multi-billion-dollar aviation industry at the time, and we're looking to do the same with some of those grand challenges that have yet to be tackled. In 2004, Scaled Composites, a company out of Southern California, won $10 million by becoming the first team to privately finance and build and then fly a spaceship into space, 100 kilometers above the Earth's surface, twice within 2 weeks. If that ship looks familiar, it's because it was bought by Richard Branson, is now Virgin Galactic, and if anybody's ever in Washington, D.C., you'll see that ship hanging next to the Spirit of St. Louis that Charles Lindbergh flew. Now, we realize this is a pretty amazing model, and it doesn't just have to be about getting people into space. It could satisfy any of those challenges where the world is stuck, where we need innovation, where breakthroughs just aren't happening quickly enough. And so as a result, we've already awarded to date $34 million in prizes ranging from space exploration to ocean health to in energy and transportation. And we've gone even bigger than this, have $94 million on offer in everything from literacy. I know we actually have some teams here that are competing, at least in the Global Learning X Prize. If you find them, they're amazing. To things like deep sea ocean exploration, to putting a lunar lander on the moon, to AI, which was most recently announced, and then the one I'm going to talk a little bit more today, the Carbon X Prize. If we take a look behind the sort of the curtain, or under the hood, as it were, as to why this model works, and I want to sort of enlist you all in the process of prizes, because it has very little to do with me or my colleagues at the X Prize Foundation, and almost everything to do with innovators here and outside this room, as well as all of the partners and big thinkers that are outside there, because they capitalize on these really amazing features. First and foremost, an incentive prize like an X Prize only pays for a successful outcome. What does that mean? That means instead of looking out there for who we think might be the best innovator, the best thinker on this, and then giving that person a contract or a grant to do it, we say, here's $20 million for anybody. And you only win, you only get paid once you've accomplished this incredibly audacious goal. As a result of that, we end up significantly leveraging a ton of investment. And in fact, every prize competition we've run, every one we've analyzed, we have seen over 10 times the amount of money that the purse itself is worth invested by everyone trying to win it. For the Ansari X Prize, $10 million competition, over $120 million was invested by all of those teams. What that means is that for the Carbon Prize with $20 million, I anticipate that by the end of this, when we award the big check, we're going to have seen over $200 million invested on one specific difficult problem. You might be wondering, okay, where does that money come from? Well, the answer is it comes from everywhere. It comes from traditional investment, from venture capitalists and others. It comes from crowdfunding. And remember, this year, the amount of global crowdfunding available is going to surpass the amount of venture capital available. That's a big pile of cash. It comes from forward-thinking industries, forward-thinking individuals, forward-thinking governments. This is an opportunity for places like Ontario to put their stamp on the opportunities that are coming, the new markets that are coming. Because not only do we reward a breakthrough, but the prize itself also encourages all of those outside-the-box ideas that didn't have a chance to showcase what they could do. You get new thinkers, new approaches. We've had finalists that are high school teams on the Progressive Automotive X Prize. We had the winner of our last prize, an ocean, a marine sensing competition, was won by a small business out of the state of Montana, not known for its ocean. This is an opportunity to try an idea that you just don't have an opportunity to showcase with existing infrastructure. And this is an important piece of the puzzle. We rely on partnerships to do a significant number of things. One example is that on the Carbon X Prize, in order to reward a successful outcome, teams will have to demonstrate that successful outcome. And as a result, we needed to have testing and commercialization centers where this could happen at a scale equivalent to the way we generate energy. And I'm really proud that we're partnering with a number of folks in the state of Wyoming in the United States and at a commercialization center in Western Canada that are going to be sites of demonstration. Then ultimately, that last bullet, the locus for further demonstration, even long beyond the prize, is won, because it's that kind of partnership. It's that kind of partnership by governments, such as what it sounds like you have in spades here in Ontario, that can become the nugget, the first seed of a brand new or growing, exponentially growing market and industry. So let me tell you a little bit about the sort of market and industry and the challenge we're interested in today. We take a pretty straightforward approach to these challenges. And I don't think there are many challenges as grand as the threat of climate change and this very fact that carbon dioxide emissions are driving climate change. And in fact, this is for the United States. I apologize that I don't have the data on Canada, but most of those carbon dioxide emissions are associated with generating the electricity that we use to power our lives. So therein lies a challenge that needs to be solved, because we also have the fundamental notion that the entire world depends on energy. And energy does a ton of good stuff, as we know. Not only does it light our lives here, but it's brought billions of people out of poverty. It's extended lifespans over the 20th century. It's generated economic growth unprecedented that the world has ever seen. Yet it has a downside. But we don't think that that downside is insurmountable. In fact, we know it's not. If you look around the room at the, 3,000 people that are in here, this is enough idea generation, this is enough energy, this is enough impetus to change that equation. So we take a deeper look and we say, all right, what's wrong with carbon dioxide? Well, it's driving climate change. Why? Because we waste it. You just stick it up in the atmosphere. We get 40% more than we had before the Industrial Revolution, and as a result, climate change starts to transform our planet in ways that we don't want. But we can rethink this. Carbon is also a building block for many types of materials and products around the world. Think of anything that's made with carbon, and you can figure out that maybe we take the oxygen off there and turn that carbon into building materials, cements, ceramics, fuels, liquid fuels, advanced polymers, plastics, and graphene, and other advanced materials, or whatever else you might be able to think of. Most of what we're working with today is carbon-based. Now, I don't have a solution, because I get to run the competition. But I know there are solutions out there. And that's why we, with our partners at NRG and COSIA, Canada's Oil Sands Innovation Alliance, have announced the Carbon X Prize. As you heard, this is a $20 million competition to convert the most carbon dioxide into one or more products that have the highest net value. That's it. What that means is that throughout this competition, we anticipate that groups from around the world, and it sounds like a number here in Ontario, in fact, I know there are a number in Ontario already. We've already seen teams signing up for this. We've had over 1,500 people sign up as entrants wanting to enter the competition. We've had 18 entries fully registered, ready to go, already building their things. This is a little bit of a challenge to those of you that haven't signed up yet to throw your hat in the ring. There's still time. And what we're going to see is a lot of different approaches, a diversity of new ways, trying things out, experimenting on how it is that we can reduce carbon dioxide emissions by turning it into valuable product. A little bit of detail on how this works so you can think. I want you all to be sort of enlisted in this, because at the end of this, I'm actually going to invite you all into the competition in a very real way. You're all on my team now. Teams are going to compete in 3 rounds. It's open to registration currently right now. The first round, teams will submit a technical submission associated with how it is that they are going to approach the problem of converting carbon dioxide into product. The top 30 teams in 2 tracks, 15 teams in each track. One track will be based on coal-fired power plants, another track on natural gas-fired power plants. Will then demonstrate at a laboratory scale that they can convert flue gas, what happens after you've burned the coal or the natural gas, convert the carbon dioxide that's coming out of there into products. The finalists, top 10 teams, 5 in each track, will then be rewarded with a $500,000 prize to support and encourage their continued demonstration and then scaling, because those 5 finalists in round 3 will have to demonstrate at scale either in Gillette, Wyoming, or at the Commercialization Center in Western Canada, which we will announce in a few months later this year. And they will have almost a year to build out, I should say you, because I hope I'm talking to a few of you, to build out this technology, this system that converts carbon dioxide into product. After that, we reward the grand prize, and it's this simple. Whoever can convert the most carbon dioxide coming out of a power plant into products that have the highest net value that you can sell into the market wins. We do that because we believe that the day the prize is won, when we hand out the awards at the beginning of 2020, that's the day the real transformation happens. That's when the market picks this up and the market starts to scale up this opportunity for converting CO2 into products in a way that demonstrates not only can you do something with that CO2, but that it's possible to do really, really big things with big challenges, like the carbon dioxide that's driving climate change. So this is where I want to enlist all of you. This is where all of you are now on my team. As I said, I don't do this. My colleagues don't do this. The brilliant innovators of the world do this, but they don't do it alone. This is like focusing with a laser focus, an amazing community of thousands of individuals and organizations and governments and industry professionals and supporters, champions that are there on the sidelines saying it is possible to do incredibly big things. So there's a couple of things you can do for me. Number one, join a team. You can still sign up for this. Go onto our website. It's the simplest thing ever. You can do it on your phones right now. Or find that person that you know can be a team, because we want to find everyone in the world that's possible to do this. We'll give out money, but we'll also give out an opportunity to be a part of an amazing, I see your phone out, that's awesome. Thanks for signing up, man. I hope you're doing it. Either that or tweeting this to the world, right? So add XPRIZE. This is a chance for all of us to show that a big, hairy, audacious problem is not only solvable, but it's solvable with the attention of thousands, of millions. And it's through that we anticipate inspiring people to do even bigger things. Markets and industries with hubs. Maybe Ontario becomes the center not only of carbon conversion technologies that are becoming a billion-dollar market, but other carbon mitigation industries. And then what else can you do in the energy sphere? What comes next? And with that, please join us in our conversation about how it is that we can stop lamenting, stop documenting the demise of our planet and our resources or industries that are going away. But how is it that we can start to put ourselves at the center of the future, not by, as the minister said, waiting for us to be disrupted, but by disrupting everything in a positive way, a way that we create a future that's good for us, good for our children, and good for the planet. Please join me. Thank you for everything you do, and thank you for being a part now of the Carbon XPRIZE.
In closing, I would like to once again say a big thank you to all our special luncheon guests, to all the finalists in the competition awards, to all the judges who volunteered their time. We are pleased to announce that next year's discovery will take place on May 15 and 16 here at the Metro Convention Centre. We hope you'll be able to join us in 2017. We'd like to hear about your experience at this year's discovery. For a chance to win a Muse headband, please take a few minutes to complete our short survey through OCE Discovery/survey or check your email tomorrow afternoon. And last but not least, another sincere thank you to all of our sponsors for supporting innovation in Ontario. Turning to this afternoon's agenda, we are pleased to welcome another student competition hosted by the Council of Universities, and winners of the Innovative Designs for Accessibility competition will be announced live on the show floor. You can also visit the Innovation Partners Theatre to hear about government program offerings, visit the Ask an Expert Zone, the Career Zone, or attend Revenue U workshop and learn how to attract customers' attention with a unique value proposition. We will also be holding corporate and exhibitor tours on the show floor. Between 3 and 5, we expect that more than 300 new visitors will be on the show floor this afternoon. This is another great opportunity to network and showcase your innovations. I encourage you all to explore the Discovery show floor this afternoon. Thanks once again for all of you for being here today. Thank you.